Hello and welcome to my twin flame journey. I am Shine, and this is going to be the August reading for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So be sure to check your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus to get additional messages. Also keep in mind that these readings are general, so take what resonates and leave the rest. I also may be describing you or the person that you're dealing with, so if need be, switch the energy around to fit your situation. And if it doesn't resonate, it's simply not your message, and we'll try again next time. If you'd like a personal reading, all the information is below. If you would like to support the channel and make a donation, donations are also greatly appreciated. You can find out how to do that as well below. And you can also leave a thumbs up or like the video to show your support. That is also appreciated. If you would like a chance to win the next free one-question reading contest for next month, any video that I upload in the month of August, if you leave a comment, then your name will be drawn into a hat and you will have a chance to win the one question free reading. And I will decide that winner at the end of the month, and you'll get your reading the first week in September. What else? I think that's it. Oh, let's do your overview for the months. What is the overview for the month of August for Libra? What is the overview for the month of August for Libra? What is the overview for the month of August for Libra? There we go. It is hot as hell. Let me just say, it's muggy. I'm dying over here. And when you do the readings and you're channeling and you got all the lights going too, you get extra hot. Man. Let us see. Oh, and I apologize for the readings getting out a little late. I forgot that I did not do the air signs. But fret not, as they say. Your overview for the month of August is round and round. It means obviously we keep repeating things or something here. Let's see, round and round. Well, we're feeling like we're going in circles. Number 25. Round and round, essential meanings, the spiral quality of events when a lesson isn't quite integrated. Cycles you are challenged to break. Revisiting a pattern from a new perspective. The Oracle's message, the appearance of this card is a reminder that although it may appear that you've gone backward, the truth is that you're standing at a higher level. Looking down into your circumstances, you will learn something, do something better, and break a cycle set up in the past. You actually have a bird's eye view of your initial footprints and can access the wisdom and lessons learned. Relationship message, are you wondering, how did I get here again? Does something feel familiar right now in your dynamics with others, and maybe a little too familiar? Don't be surprised that you found yourself repeating an old story with the same sort of person who may not look similar, but who attracted you, or we attracted them, because of your easy acquaintance with his or her qualities, which means like attracts like. As I'm repeating with many people in these karmic lessons, we attract what we are. And if we are a person with low self-esteem or low self-worth or lacking self-love, boundaries, and respect, self-respect, as many feminines have been learning this lesson, don't do that. Recognize the patterns. This is to say, if you look back on your relationships, you will start to see the flow chart of your mental illness, which basically means, what is it about us that we are not seeing? Why do we keep attracting the same type of people? And it's because we are the common denominator. We get what we allow. So obviously there is a lesson that we're needing to learn about ourselves and about how we keep finding ourselves in the same situations but with different people. But that's all right, because if we've learned this time, hopefully we're not going to repeat, right? Um, your relationship is a mix of what is good and what is potentially challenging. You have been drawn to this person through the perfection of Spirit's plan for your evolution. You may have circled back to an accustomed spot, a familiar place, but that's fine, as you get to do things again, only differently this time, for you've learned something of great value since the last time around, or, in this situation. How will you choose to behave now that you're aware? Remain curious instead of the blame game, because again, we get what we allow, right? We see the crack way before we see the ass, but we choose to leave rose-colored glasses on. We keep hoping and wishing people would be different, and they're not. And again, it's all having to do with us. Prosperity message: if you're in a scenario that appears to be an echo of something that's already happened in the past in your work life, it is because you're being invited to see what you couldn't see before. This is a perfect time for you to look at the deeper motives you have and your attraction to the opportunities and people who have entered your life to be a part of your journey to prosperity. Who helps you navigate? Who sabotages you? Who supports you? What are the familiar signs and your responses to them? When you find yourself in a repeat of a pattern of the past, it's a good time to get a coach or mentor who can help you see what you can't on your own. Like me. Coming here to show you the way, me and Spirit. Repeat what works, not what doesn't. Then you will free yourself from old cycles and cease going round and round. Protection message: are you refusing to see your own personal responsibility for repeating lessons you don't need to relearn? You have to surrender now to the fact that you are the common denominator in all these repeat performances, as I've already said. Be happy, for this is a wonderful spot to be in. You can now see the cycles that you wish to exit. Once you figure out that you have the power to stop going round and round, you possess the key to your freedom. Be good to yourself. It's not about blame, but accountability. You can have the abundant life filled with love and prosperity that Spirit so wants for you. So again, it's everybody owning their side of the streets. Yeah, the doers of the do are the worse for it, because our intentions may have been good, but again, never love yourself. Love someone else more than you love yourself. Never allow mistreatment. Never allow yourself to stay in situations where you're not treated with love and respect. You know what I'm saying? Break the pattern. As we are encouraged to here, by the bottom of the deck, it's the Wheel of Fortune. This is about karmic cycles ending, movement, change, wisdom, the pivotal point, growth, success, and expansion, cycles, good times and bad times. The lesson of the wheel is the acceptance of this fact, that bad times provide the contrast and perspective needed in order to recognize how blessed we are in the good times. Don't sit still, but be active in co-creating your life. Look for ways to face and conquer adversity. External factors influencing matters that are out of your control. Again, karma, the universe, all again to bring you awareness to yourself of what's got to change. If you struggle against the wheel, it will crush you. So go with the flow. It's also about optimism and faith in the universe. You know, that if we release whatever's not serving us, that something better will come. It's also about luck and prosperity and having optimism. And this is you, and the scenario is the Seven of Wands in the reverse. This is like giving up, feeling overwhelmed. So it's also about being overly protective. Feeling overwhelmed by challenges and responsibilities, competing with others, or comparing against others, feeling vulnerable and inadequate, and need to build again our self-esteem and confidence and have faith that you can achieve. It's being judged or criticized, being questioned, staying in challenging relationships, trying to avoid conflict or wanting to avoid conflict. It's also about compromise or giving in. But again, don't compromise your self-respect, your self-love, your self-worth, your boundaries. Because again, anybody that is not liking you, being assertive and knowing your worth, is someone who's only there to take advantage of you anyway. So you need to kick them to the curb. Now, So again, pleasing others. Don't be a people pleaser. It's also figuring out that something's not worth the struggle. It's also taking things too far, being overly aggressive about protecting our turf. So again, we can be protective of our own self-interest, but not to the point where we have, a fortress around us. But again, knowing, I guess what's worth fighting for. Um, or perhaps, again, we're laying down our defenses, or we're feeling that we need to, because we're not feeling too happy here. We're surrounded by the 6 cups. So this is, happier memories of the past. Again, keep hoping and wishing and dreaming that somebody would change, hoping things would go back to the way that they used to be. Again, maybe staying in situations that aren't making us happy. But needing to realize, again, the reason why things are happening, recognizing the patterns, what's got to go, what's worth fighting for. How is our self-esteem playing a role in our choices and our repeated patterns? So either we're thinking of the past in regards to the person that we're dealing with, or we're just thinking about happier times or someone from the past. Reunions with past friends or lovers, shared nostalgia, old pleasures, leaving the worries behind, loss of happier times of the past, wanting to return to happier times, as I've already mentioned. These are aspects that have since vanished. Again, there's some, something's not too swift here. Wanting to escape to past happiness instead of dealing with the present. Need to take time to heal. Reflection. Reflecting on the past, reflecting on the patterns so that we don't repeat stuff. Right? It's also about giving and receiving, sharing, knowing that, again, relationships are about equal give and take. And if you're giving more than you're getting, there's some evaluating that needs to be done here. Watch out for people that like to take advantage. That's all I'm saying. And we're challenged by the 8 of Pentacles. So this is all about focusing all of our energy on something, having determination. So it's, again, challenges about, what we're putting our efforts into. Those cards are sticking to me because it's so freaking hot. About to experience a change or a new beginning in work, finance, determined to master a new skill. It's also about being diligent, hard work, or applying oneself. Especially, this is the best investment you can make is in yourself. Perseverance and initiative. Making changes for the best outcome. Encouragement to forge ahead. Success through perseverance and initiative as opposed to luck or generosity of others. Working on the finer details or aspects to improve your situation, or unhappy with the current state, knowing that you need to make changes. Dedication, focus, and patience, working on the self, again, to become the best you that you can be. Because once we are healed, we attract better situations. We don't repeat stuff, right? So I guess this is about, again, what do we want to put our efforts into? And at the root is the 2 of Swords. So this is obviously needing to make some kind of decision, or feeling stuck or at a stalemate, needing to make a decision that might be difficult, needing to take off the blinders and see something for what it is. Confusion. A problem that needs resolution using logic and intellect. It's also about new beginnings that come from a solution. So if we figure out again what's worth our time and effort. We'll create our own solution to whatever dilemma we're going through. It's also difficult decisions, trying to avoid them, hoping that it'll go away or things will just get better. But again, change begins with the self. You can't expect somebody else to change and think that if they do, it'll make it better. It's just, again, if you want something to change, you got to change. Lacking information needed to decide. Or again, we're needing to see things as they are, not as we want them to be. Needing balance in one's own intellect. Again, getting clear. Making peace within ourselves or in regards to whoever we're dealing with. If that's possible. Again, but it takes two people to put in the work and effort. It takes two people to be aware of their own shit. It takes two people to hold themselves accountable. It takes two people. So again, reassess. Make sure that we're making the right choices for ourselves. In the recent past, we have the Five of Wands. This is not the Five of Swords, which is good. It's just about petty conflicts or being conflicted within ourselves, or having conflict with other people. Arguments, differing beliefs. The fives are about change. So again, change is upon us if we can figure things out, see things clearly. Again, if we're wanting happier times, knowing that it takes two people to work on that, and if two people aren't, we need to work on manifesting something for ourselves in order to have happiness, right? To heal so we don't repeat stuff. Again, trying to problem solve. It's also we can benefit by learning from the situation, obviously, with everything, especially if we're dealing with karmic situations and lessons. So whatever conflict or difficulties that might be going on, it's there to teach you something. Personal struggle and conflict, again, either internal or external, causing tension and confusion. It also encourages you to have an enthusiastic approach to change. Again, out with what doesn't serve us, and again, only focusing and putting energy into things that we know are going to reciprocate our efforts, right? Again, it's about arguing but not listening. People, I guess, maybe nobody's hearing what's being said. Little progress, only conflict. There's no value in whatever discussions are being had. And what we should be aspiring to, or the light that we should be carrying forth, the light that we should be holding, carrying forth, is the Nine of Wands in the reverse. And the upright is the person who's battle worn and weary and all of this. But in the reverse, it's like hesitant or being on edge or defensive. Again, maybe we're feeling like we're always on the defensive for whatever reason. It could be, again, voicing our opinions, voicing our unhappiness, whatever. I don't know what you're being met with here. This is also hesitant to make long-term commitments, feeling life is all work and no play, overcome with responsibilities, or feeling a lack of support, or lacking resources or finances, skills, time in order to deal with the challenges. It's also about fear of commitment and responsibilities, and the feeling it might be too much to deal with, whatever the situation is. Again, feeling on edge, feeling like you got to defend yourself, locked into old habits and behaviors. Again, we're needing to recognize patterns even in regards to ourselves. How did we get here? It's due to our own choices. And again, those choices stem from what did love look like to us as a child? What is my self-esteem? How does that spill over into my life, whether that be my own self-worth, my relationships, my belief in myself, my career, whatever it is, whatever's this repeating cycle that we're finding ourselves in, we're needing to get those aha moments. Dwelling on past frustrations, need to let go. Don't make assumptions or hasty judgments. It's also asking you to lighten up, to go with the flow, to release the pressures. Again, go with the flow of life. Again, whatever's got to go, goes. Whatever's got to come, let it come. But we're needing to get ourselves unstuck or get ourselves out of unhappy situations where we feel like we're in defense mode, perhaps. Um, so this is, again, it's about releasing. We're needing to make a choice in regards to releasing something, someone. And in the near future is the King of Wands. This could be you or someone who's coming into your future. Again, king could be male, female, it doesn't matter. This is all about life, creativity, fire, and strength. This is somebody who knows what they want and they go get it. They don't shy away from challenges. They're very passionate, um, confident, takes an idea and changes things to match, their vision of what they want. Um, to moves forward against all obstacles. It's a visionary, sets a goal and sticks to it, ensures that they can make it happen with the support from those around them. So again, if you feel like you're in conflict or in no-win situations, you're needing to be the King of Wands and take charge. Make sure you're surrounding yourself with people that bring out the best in you, not the stress in you. It's also, like I mentioned, embracing challenges, enjoys the growth that comes with challenges, takes initiative. It's also somebody who's compassionate and passionate, goal-oriented, future-looking. Um, there's also an opportunity to take on a challenge, but you are the determining factor on whether or not you will succeed. Again, you have to embody this. Or you're coming, you might be coming in to meet someone who embodies this. But I feel this is more you taking initiative, coming out of conflict, focusing on what's going to bring in prosperity. Because these three cards are related. You deal with this, it affects these two things, but I think that that's what you're doing. But this is the challenge. So definitely figure out, again, what's worth focusing on and putting your time and attention into. And how you should be presenting yourself is the King of Swords in the reverse. King of Swords, Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords in the reverse talks about scattered thoughts, disregard for consequences, again, impatient, impulsive, little direction resulting in rash decisions and pulling down others with us, or allowing people that are like this to do it to us. Scattered thoughts, feeling disorganized. Again, or if encountering this kind of person, be very wary and be sure not to get caught up in all the hype and energy that surrounds them. They could be a great talker and full of ideas about the future. But again, promising dreams but deliver nightmares. Don't get sucked into the whirlwind. It's also a need to slow down or risk burnout. It's also about recklessness and patientness. Needing life experience to learn to be accountable for our actions. Again, we are where we are due to choices that we make. And a lot of times we ignore things that we don't want to see. It includes parts of ourselves because we get what we allow. If we find ourselves in situations that are repeating, again, we're needing to get the bigger picture here, get the lesson. Kind of get our thoughts together here so that we can make decisions that might be difficult, but that are going to lead us to what it is that we truly desire, what's in our highest and best, right? Now, how others see you is the Seven of Cups in the reverse. So maybe they see you coming into awareness and coming out of illusions about a situation. It's also about temptation, illusion, diversionary tactics. Maybe people trying to use that on you, pull the wool over your eyes. Again, but we need to see things for how they are. It's an unwillingness to deal with reality, or need to get our head out of the clouds, and need to see reality, refusing to look within, pursuing unsatisfactory things. Again, finding ourselves in repeat patterns because we refuse to look at what is it about us that needs to change. Why do we keep attracting repeated scenarios, same types of people? Again, what's the lesson involved here? Coming out of confusion, illusion to focus on chosen goals with resolution and purpose. So again, choosing to focus on the self, coming out of illusions, setting intentions. So either people see you in a negative way, that you're needing to wake up, or they see you waking up. You know what I'm saying? And what your hopes and fears are the High Priestess in the reverse. So High Priestess, in reverse talks about hidden agendas or not listening to our inner voice. Perhaps again, we're fearing listening to our intuition. We're fearing seeing things the way they are. We're fearing to look within. We keep hoping other people will change, and maybe we're dealing with people that are incapable of that. And again, there needs to be some kind of something that we're needing to look at, but maybe we're afraid to. Or we're afraid of realizing maybe we're dealing with people with hidden agendas. Not listening to our inner voice or intuition and need to reflect and meditate. Important answers that lie within if we seek them. We're losing focus on our own needs. Again, if we're too busy focusing on other people, building other people up and making ourselves small, again, that doesn't serve. Need to take that time out for yourself. Repressed feelings, over-reliance on the opinions of others. Again, know your worth and your value. Don't matter what anybody else says. You don't need anybody else to validate you. You don't need anybody else to, again, we get what we allow. We teach people how to treat us by what we allow from them. So again, don't put your worth, your value, or the decision on things turning around so much in the hands of somebody else, especially if you feel like you've been too much longing for things to get better, and you're still met with just conflict and whatever else here. Excessive need, again, repressed feelings, over-reliance on the opinions of others, excessive need for approval or validation. Again, know your own worth, needing confidence and deeper knowing within, ignoring truths. Afraid of following our intuition, perhaps. I don't see you being the deceptive one or anything like that. So I don't say if it's you having afraid of hidden agendas coming out. I think it's just we're needing to look at something that we were afraid to look at, and we're needing to come to a resolution on, again, what it is that we want and what we deserve, and acting accordingly. The outcome is the Page of Wands. So, Page of Wands talks about, it's similar to the Fool. It's a free spirit. Talks about change and new beginnings. It's a passion for life, despite, whatever naive outlook we may have had previously. It's encouraging change. It's a catalyst that inspires change. It's creative restlessness, wanting expression. So again, we're wanting passion for life again. We're wanting happier times, but we're needing to be the manifester of that for ourselves. Um, encourages you to express yourself and to follow your creative urges. Um, beautiful creative vision that can change the world. So again, whatever we're working on, we manifest. So if there's something that you want to bring about, whether that's work, relationships, your own healing, your own growth, it's using the spark of inspiration of the Ace of Wands and taking the wand and kind of embarking on that new phase, that new journey for yourself, moving towards your passions, moving towards your happiness, moving towards your goals. Right? Now, the challenge, lesson, or obstacle is the Fire Prince in the challenge position, and this is about optimism and aggression. So let us see. Number 40. There are a couple of messages delivered by the Fire Prince, so take heed, as one or both could pertain to you now. Be mindful of starting a fire you can't put out. Aggressive action results in loss. Slow down and don't be so eager to reach your goal. Stay clear of someone else's unbridled ambition and aggression as well. If you think you could get burned, you most certainly will, unless you remove yourself from the action. When the Fire Prince arrives as a challenger, he could also be warning you to be careful of burnout. This might pertain to workaholism or obsessively focusing on something you want, excluding all else. That's kind of what this is, you know, the challenge is maybe we're focusing too much on something that we're needing to let go of. If you keep going the way you are, truly you won't have any energy left, nor will you see your way through your path. It's easy to get lost in the dark when there is no flame to light the way. So it's again about finding your own light, you know, strength, courage, optimism, passion, being your own leader, knowing what you want and going for it, not settling for anything less than you deserve. Focusing again on yourself, because your best investment you can make is in yourself. Not focusing our time and energy on things that are draining or difficult or challenging or don't seem to be going anywhere, or our repeating pattern of things we've already been going through. And the answer to this, or the advice in regards to this, is no. So whatever it is, again, the answer is no. We have here cut your cord, so maybe they're asking you to, again, let go of something that is not serving your highest and best, right? Or you're going to be dragged through the mud here. Cut your cords. Ask Archangel Michael to clear any old attachments to fear that stem from past relationships, freeing you from destructive patterns. So again, now if you're the one who's creating the chaos and drama, we're needing to change our ways, or if we're dealing with people that are creating chaos and drama, we're needing to cut them out. Release. Work with Archangel Michael to let go of what no longer serves you or your purpose. Shield yourself. Protect yourself from harsh or fear-based energies by envisioning a cocoon of healing light surrounding you. Here's the light that you're looking for. And ascended masters, powerful, loving, and wise spiritual teachers are watching over and guiding you. So they're trying to help you, lead you through this darkness here so that you can get the aha moments that you need to make the changes that gotta be made. Ear chakras. Notice messages that appear as sounds, music, and words from both external sources and within your own mind. These are messages. These messages are real answers for your prayers. So pay attention to your intuition, even though we might be afraid to. And then we have twin flame. The answer to your question involves a spiritually based romantic relationship. Now, there is no soulmate cards in this deck. There is only a twin flame card. The meanings of the cards are based on the author's interpretation. Twin flame doesn't necessarily mean that this person is your twin flame. It could just mean that this was a, karmic lessons, repeated lessons with the same types of people that we're needing to learn something about ourselves so that we don't repeat it, so that way we can get guided to a person who is better suited for us, who could possibly be the twin flame, the next person coming in now, because obviously we're talking a lot about releasing things. So I wouldn't think that, well, they could be telling you to release a twin flame if this person is not learning themselves and changing. Because I said, soulmate, twin flame, it don't matter. It doesn't matter. You got to stick with it just because of the title on it. It's all about you, your self-worth, your self-value, and not staying in situations that are not promoting growth, expansion, happiness, joy, moving instead towards a relationship that will bring you that. So perhaps everything that you've been through, all these repeated things, were to teach you something to prepare you for this. It's all part of your spiritual path. These were all lessons. These are all soulmates. Again, but there are reasons, season, and lifetime people. Not all soulmates are life partnerships, but they are part of your soul group. They come here. You guys play teacher and student to each other. And if people can learn and get it together and you can work things out, great. But if they can't, it wasn't meant to be. Learn the lesson, move forward so that you can have true love, true abundance, etc., etc. Focus on the present moment. I am fully present in the here and now. And be strong. I pull myself up and do what needs to be done. Father, my true Father is God in heaven who shines healing light upon me, my birth father, and our relationship. Now again, we got mother cards, father cards. A lot of people got mother issues and father issues. Again, what did love look like to me as a child? Are we chasing partners, that because we're looking for that father's love that we didn't have, so we find ourselves in these karmic relationships, trying to heal that childhood wound. And a lot of it stems from, again, what our first experience of love was, and that usually stems from the parents. So we imitate what we see. Sometimes a person can become like one parent and be chasing after partners who were like the other, especially if one was absentee. So what do we do with absentee parents? Well, we keep chasing. We chase the love of people who are not for our highest and best, who are only there to take advantage, because we're trying to heal this wound. And if I get this person to love me and accept me, then I show that I am lovable. But again, don't put your self-worth based on what someone else's opinion of you is. Know it, embody it, and you will attract healthier, better situations for yourself. So if you've got some father issues here, it's about, again, recognizing and healing, being strong, do what needs to be done. Whatever's gonna bring you happiness. Tenderness. I am both gentle and powerful. Again, knowing that you can have self-love, self-respect, boundaries, standards, morals, values, and the right person will appreciate that. The right person will respect you for that. The wrong person will, not like it. And if that's the case, then those are the people that need to fall away. Those are karmic situations. So if you don't feel that you can speak your mind and stand up for your beliefs, or feel like you're always needing to defend your right to be treated right, know that there's nothing wrong with you. That's the other person if they can't appreciate that. So know that you can be loving and caring, but also have boundaries. This is a big lesson, especially for a lot of feminines. And quiet. I go into peaceful silence and I listen. Again, go within. Don't be afraid to look at what you got to look at. Don't be afraid to admit truths in regards to other people, in regards to even ourselves. Again, what we allow, why we make the choices we make, how we feel about it. All of this is they're telling you to look within. The answers you seek, you already know, right? Marriage. I make a commitment to a healthy relationship with God, myself, and my partner. So again, this marriage doesn't talk about, oh, like I need to be married to this person. Now, you could be married to this person, but if it's unhealthy, maybe you're needing to get out of that. You needing to make a commitment to healthy relationships. You needed to make a commitment to your own healing, to your own growth. Again, to what's going to bring you joy and happiness. Being committed to your own spiritual path. You could get out of a situation and end up meeting a life partner that could lead to marriage. So, this is a general reading. So again, take whatever might resonate. You know what's right for you in your situation. Okay? Forgiveness. I am willing to release all resentment so that I may enjoy my life. So this is, again, living and learning. Forgiving doesn't mean you got to keep, if you forgiving somebody over and over and over and over and over, that's a person that just is preying on your forgiveness, knowing that they're going to keep being allowed to do whatever. Nip that shit in the bud. But try to forgive, again, because we need to forgive ourselves first and foremost for not knowing better. But once we become aware and we stop repeating these things, we're showing ourselves self-love. Forgive the other person because they obviously got some issues too. This just talks about forgiving so that you can release. You don't necessarily have to be with the person that you're forgiving. And if you can't forgive them right off the bat, at least try to forgive yourself, right? And enthusiasm. Whatever I am most passionate about is the direction I follow. So again, what you focus on, what you're passionate about, do that. And have enthusiasm towards that, moving towards becoming better, moving towards having better, moving towards creating the life that you want, moving towards wiser investments. Again, what we focus on and what we put our energy and effort into is what we'll have, right? And we need to put our energy and efforts into passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. This speaks about passion. This is fire energy. It's all about our passions. What's going to make us happy? Are we in relationships that are miserable and in conflict? Are we looking to have happier times or getting the passion back? Again, but it takes two people. And if the other person isn't willing to look at their own shit, the other person isn't willing to put in the work and effort and re-spark this passion and end the conflict, then we're needing to, again, follow our guidance and move towards things that are going to bring this back into our lives, right? Chemistry, there's a strong magnetic attraction here. So yeah, there might be a strong magnetic attraction, but it takes more than just passion and chemistry to maintain a relationship. It takes, again, effort, respect, reciprocity, genuineness, honesty, effort. So don't lose sight of the bigger picture by focusing on, just attraction. You know what I'm saying? And soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. Well, obviously, but again, like I said, soulmate, recencies and lifetime people that are meant to teach you something about yourself. Could be something that could be worked on. You'll have to know for your own situation again, but it takes two. So this could just have been a karmic lesson, karmic soulmate preparing you for the twin flame. We never know. Or we're needing to move on to the next soulmate. Or as I said, if there's a way to figure out something to make things work and you can, go for that. But obviously something's got to change. We're needing to see something about something. There's obviously some repeating patterns here. And it is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all, so that, just because of a bad situation, don't become jaded. Know that it's safe for you to love, but make sure that we're loving the right people. Be open to that, or maybe be open to meeting someone new, or again, like I said, if we can work things out with this person, it depends on you and them. This could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. Now, again, we could be looking for the one. Could the person that you're with be the one? Again, I don't want to repeat myself. we'll go with the advice that I just gave. Or the next person could be the one. Depends on you. The choice that you make for yourself, what you're willing to put effort into and stay in or focus on, or et cetera, et cetera. Flirt, extend your lighthearted energy to others. So maybe they're asking you to get on out there and flirt. But again, we got to heal before we deal. Don't jump from one relationship to the next. Don't look for people to, again, fill voids and meet needs, our own pacifying our own wounds and all that. So you have to be ready. Two broken halves don't make a whole. They only make karmic situations. Heal before you deal. You got to take time out, get your mind right, get yourself focused on whatever. We need to make sure that we do that so then we don't attract repeating patterns. But they are encouraging you to flirt. Codependency, addictions are affecting your romantic life. So again, these karmic situations, two people are feeding each other's stuff. It is codependent. Codependent can also mean, thinking we can heal and fix and somebody else, so we let ourselves get dragged through the mud, stay in situations longer than we want to because, again, we're trying to be watch out. Codependency also deals with addictions, addicted to people, addicted to karma, addicted to our own stinking thinking or lack of self-worth or belief, again, repeating patterns, drugs, alcohol, sex, money, again, wanting to be the healer or the fixer. Whatever the codependency is here, or maybe you're with somebody who's codependent, who's taking advantage. I don't know what your situation, again, this is general, but if there is codependency in any form, it needs to be addressed. We're needing to look at the big picture. We're needing to look at patterns of behavior. We're needing to understand that it takes more than just sexual attraction to make a relationship work. And if we're in unhappy situations, if we can't work it out with that person, or if that person isn't willing to change, then we need to heal before we deal and move towards something better. And do so with optimism and enthusiasm and applying wisdom, etc., etc. And on that note, my lovelies, I send you love and light. I wish you healing and luck in regards to this and anything else you might be going through. Please like, subscribe, and share, and leave a comment again if you'd like a chance to win the next free one-question reading contest. And until next time, take care. Bye-bye.